Hello everyone, welcome back to Coding with Carl. This is the Zero to Android show, the show where we prove beyond a doubt that with sheer determination and force of will, we can bend Java and Android development to our purposes and create apps that can be widely distributed, and people can make money and make a living out of doing this. And as I was just saying pre-stream, this show, when we started it, I had no experience with Java. I had some programming experience, well, quite a lot of programming experience, but always been kind of intimidated by Java because its reputation precedes it. And in a short 22 hours, we have managed to build an application, and one with few features, but it's working. And hopefully, within the next 20 odd hours, we'll have something that has some features that will make it a viable product. We are now on episode 23, and if you are new to the show, or you're catching the stream for the first time, or you're watching this on YouTube and it's been recommended, there is a whole playlist here on the Coding with Carl channel. If you go to the Zero to Android playlist here, you'll see all the back episodes of this show, all the streams, and I do my best to get them online as quickly as possible after I finish streaming. So without further ado, let's pick up from where we left off yesterday. Yesterday we got incredibly frustrated, and by we, I mean me. I got incredibly frustrated because I couldn't find a way to communicate to my fragment through my pager adapter from my adapter, from my adapter through my pager adapter, You see why people are intimidated by Java? From my activity to my pager adapter through to my fragment. The problem is that there's a lot of stuff going on that you aren't really sure when it's happening, and the problem we were getting is that we could pass data through to the fragment, but then by the time it got rendered, it had kind of been reinstantiated and everything had been set back to zero. And I spent the night umming and ahhing, scratching my head, stood outside getting some fresh air and waiting for the answer to come to me. And there are a few different methods that came to me, one of which was long-winded. The second was to, instead of doing things in the onCreate, try and find another override method for activity such as onStart or onPostCreate to pass the data through, with the hopes that the UI would have been rendered by the time I got there. And then it struck me like a lightning bolt this morning that I could just see if I could get hold of the original intent from the activity. And it turns out I can, which is going to take away a lot of the headaches, a lot of them, because we don't need to do this here in the activity. So I'm going to make a to-do here. And that to-do is going to be get rid of this code. And this here, I'm just going to comment out for now, because we don't actually need to do it. What we do need to do, however, in our fragment, and I think it needs to be here in the onViewCreated, is get the intent. So intent equals, I think it's get activity dot get intent. And I think we can do something. You know what? I don't think we even need to do this. I think what we need to do is int intent ts timestamp equals get intent dot get int extra timestamp. And then if this is here, and I think we need to provide it with the default, don't we? Yes, we do. If that's there, then we just scroll to the position. And fingers crossed that will work. But what we need to think about is that every time we page through the days, we're going to be in this position where this gets called 3 times, because you have the page previously rendered, the current page, and the page after. So we need to make sure that this timestamp that we're using here falls within the bounds of the slots that are being rendered by this fragment. So we have this dot scroll to ts intent ts. but first we need to ensure that that timestamp is even within our boundaries. How do we do that? I guess what we do. What do we have available to us? Let's have a look. Let's set a marker here, MA. Let's scroll up here, and we have, by the time the view is created, we should have new instance with a timestamp and fragment, set arguments, args, and that creates this, which means, yeah, we've got this private integer timestamp here. And I guess what we need to do is we need to figure out whether the timestamp we've been passed is more than this timestamp here, or equal to it, and less than this timestamp plus the number of seconds in a day. So let's do that. If this intent TS is more than this timestamp, and, excuse me, intent TS is less than, I think this needs to be more than or equal to, is less than this timestamp plus 86,400, which of course is the number of seconds in a day. We're seeing that all the time. Then do this. This may solve our issue. Let's find out. Scary. And we still may have a bunch of code lying around from yesterday that is completely useless now and may screw us up. I hope not. But yeah, this initial TS stuff, this is all useless now, so let's get rid of it. And I don't need this breakpoint anymore. So do I have that initial TS still as a, yeah we do, now look. Okay, I'm gonna run it. I'm going to go for it. Dun 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 dun. I should have some kind of sound effects, some kind of crescendo. There we go. So today, let's jump forward to tomorrow at 9 AM. We will make coffee with the intent, of course, of getting massive. Okay. Guess that didn't work because it jumped us to the right day, but it didn't jump us to 9. So let's debug it. This is where we want to be, right? Debug. Pay attention, Carl. Here we go. We are debugging. So that one we can skip over because this should actually return 0, which it does, so that's fine. Render, let's carry on, and we'll do that 3 times. There we go. So jump forward to tomorrow, 9:30. It's happened again. Yes, of course it has, because we've created a new view. And let's just step over that to make sure we're getting a sane value there. Intent TS is 0, that's good. So do gym, get massive, and here we are back again. So this has happened. We have reached this place before the view has been rendered. It's been created, but it hasn't been rendered. So do we have anything from the intent? Let's step over. We have, and 464, 5000, 461, so it's more than, and it goes in. Should it have gone in? And then it renders. I think maybe I've done this in the wrong place, and I believe I have. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop this. This here, I wonder if I can do it inside the render function, because we are actually doing scroll to TS inside the render function, aren't we? So it would be overwritten by the code in there. So yep, wrong place to do it, Carl. I'm going to add this to a register. If I can remember how, I'm going to do J register D. No, it didn't work. Can't remember how to use registers. That's not good, is it? D. Yeah, here we are. Scroll to TS. This is where we want to do it. Else. Let's just clean this up a bit. Okay. Let's try that. Okay, we'll jump forward to Wednesday this time. At 9:30 we will do gym to get massive. Oh, almost there. It jumped us to 9 AM. So we're off by only a little bit. I wonder why we're off. It's bizarre. I'm going to do it again in debug mode and figure that one out, I think. Okay. Things seem to be getting pretty laggy, and I'm not sure why. It could just be Android Studio, it could be the fact that I've got the debugger wide open. Let's jump forward to Friday. We'll wake up and brush my teeth to increase my stamina. And of course, I forgot to put in, and that worked. That took us straight back to the slot that we were at. Okay, so that's a success. Let's do make coffee then at 10 to increase stamina, and it jumps us back. So I guess we've done it. I guess we've succeeded. Okay, and I can still scroll around. Yep, still jump around from thing to thing, and yeah, everything looks great. Okay. We can be happy about this. Right. So let's have a think then about cleaning this up a little bit. Let's have a look at what our code is currently looking at. We have a bunch of stuff here. We have arg timestamp. So that is day start for the fragment. I want to refactor this now before I forget. So day start TS. Oh yeah, this is really laggy today. I'm really tempted to, let's stop the debugger and see if that helps. It does indeed. Yeah, things seems to be a bit better. V end of line. And then we need to change, oh, okay. Yeah, it's struggling with me now. I'm going to restart Android Studio. YOLO. Come on, Android Studio. If you are watching this on YouTube and you feel like I'm wasting your time with this, then I recommend watching things at ×2 speed. That's the way I like to watch things on YouTube. Okay, any better? It's not great. This is why I use Vim on a day-to-day basis, everyone. Okay. So let's do a search for timestamp. If we find it, then we will, I think it's actually, yeah, that one. That should be this dot day start TS. Next one. That's going to be day TS, day start TS. What's next? Where are you? Not you, not you, not you, not you, ZZ. But you, definitely. So and you, same. Okay. You know, let's just go back because I saw something there that I didn't like. This, ZZ. Okay, yeah, that's okay. Have a title, we have our recycler view, and I think that's all we need. Do we need this anymore? Do we need this comment? I don't think so, because we didn't even read it the first time. Let's put some space between our methods. Yeah, this plugin is dog slow today. I wonder if it's because I didn't actually close down Android Studio, I just closed the project. Okay. I don't want my code to be inlined like this, thank you. Right, I'm fairly happy with that. The only thing I'm not happy with is in our planner activity here, we can now get rid of this. What we can't get rid of is this. Tell the pager to jump to the right day. Should that or should that not be the responsibility of the pager? Because we can get the target timestamp. We can do that in the pager. And I kind of think it should be the responsibility of the pager. And it doesn't depend on anything else, does it? Yeah, I'm going to actually put this in the pager. D. Planner pager adapter, is that right? Or is that not the right thing to do? Where is the pager? Ah, yeah, I think this does have to be done here. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we'll leave that in. Alright, so between those two things now, if I run this application, we should have our navigation chain working quite nicely. And it should leave us with that one bug where if we use the back navigation from one of the other activities, that it will take us back to today rather than the page that we were looking at. So that's a problem. But yeah, if I do 11:30 there, go for a walk, increase stamina. Yeah, it's not quite took us to that boundary, has it? There's definitely something going on there. But it's only happening intermittently, which is bizarre. Does that mean we have a bug in... Not really sure with that. Let's try it again. 13:30. When did we do the last one? We did that at 11, right? So if we do just do this, it's done it again. We're still 30 minutes behind. So does that mean there's a bug in our fragment? In scroll to TS, here, position from TS. Something's not quite right here. Although I'm not sure what would cause it to be off by 30 minutes. I wonder if... I mean, these operations should be done from left to right because division and multiplication they share a precedence. So if I do this, it should not make any difference. Let's just prove that, because, you know, I'm not an expert on operator precedence in Java. That is the operator precedence in math, but you can't always assume these things, so we'll try it. Oh wow, we are really lagging hard here, really lagging. Where are we? Let's jump to Friday, 8:30, make coffee, get massive, and it's jumped us to 8. So we're still 30 minutes behind where we want to be, which is poor. It's not where we want to be. Why? Okay, let's, first thing I want to do is properly restart Android Studio, because this is appalling. Never had this much lag on the show before. Close. Have you gone fully away? Yes, you have. Let's check that we are recording. We are. Okay, Android Studio. I don't know if you can hear the rain coming through the microphone, but it is teeming down outside. Okay, Android Studio, wake up and do your thing. Saving symbols. I think I can. I think I can. No, it's amazing to me that this is a high-powered machine. And this is like, is this platform built on Java? IntelliJ. JetBrains. It's like my whole PC is laggy for some reason. I say PC is a Mac, right? We all know it's a Mac. I wonder if I've got something open here that's causing problems. No, there's nothing going on but the rent. Alright, we are now going to debug this. I'm going to do that, and set a breakpoint and run the debugger. That was quick. He says. This is like embarrassing. I can't wait to actually do a stream in another language with Vim and like just show how quick you can actually churn code out when you're not using an IDE like this. And you know, some of the guys at work swear by this IDE, and I think it is horribly, horribly, horribly slow. Horribly slow. So where are we? We are position from TS. We don't need to do it that time. Okay. We need to do it 2100, make coffee, get massive. Okay, so here we are. We have this timestamp. Can I copy that value? Copy value. I'm going to bang that into our trusty epoch converter here, and that gives us 9 AM. 9 AM. That was that the thing I clicked? Let's see. We go to 9 AM. So 9 AM then should give us a slot position of 18. Let's step over. Step over. Offset seconds is an hour. Yeah, that's right. Seconds elapsed is 75,600. 75,600 divided by 3,600, which gives us 21. Okay, what have I done wrong there? What have I done wrong there? Would it be 21 if there's only an hour difference? If that gives us 21, then that's going to give us position 42, is it? So we get scroll to TS now, and this is the... Okay, so yeah, we've landed back in. We've been returned back to this, and we've got... What have we got back? What was the position? Yeah, I feel like... I don't remember. Did I make it at 2100? Did I really make it at 2100? So I thought I'd done it down here at 9 AM. Alright, let's do this again, and this time pay attention to what we actually did. So I'm going to do 8 AM. I'm going to burn that into my mind. 8 AM on Thursday. Alright, so 8 AM on Thursday, brush teeth, doesn't matter, no goal. We're back here, and this timestamp then should give us 8 AM on Thursday, as it does. And then the next thing we do is get the offset seconds, which should be an hour, which it is. And then the next thing we do should be this. So if we do, what seconds elapsed? 28,800 divided by an hour gives us position 8, which is 8 AM, right? And then times that by 2 gives us position 16. What if the position is 0 indexed? Then it would be 15 that we need to come back to, not 16. Right? And it's going to be 0 indexed. Yes, it is. So that's the problem. The problem is that the position is 0 indexed. So what we can do now is move this bracket to -1. Okay, let's stop the debugger before our machine runs out of memory and dies. So because it's 0 indexed, we need to -1 from it, and I don't believe we need any of those brackets because the division will happen first, then the multiplication, and then the subtraction. So let's try that now. Oh, this is really dog slow tonight. I feel like the machine is just giving up. Okay, item. Let's have a look at what is causing the problems. New window, defaults, top. What's going on? It's not not sure. Maybe it's OBS. Is it OBS? CPU 13%? No, it's not. I guess we'll just have to muddle on. So we're going to go to Friday, 9:30. Remember, Friday 9:30. Blah blah, and it's took us to 8:30. So now we're even further away from where we want to be. Why? I feel like the math was solid there. Should it be, well, it should be +1 then. But why should it be +1? Is it because we times it by 2? No. Why are we ending up behind where we need to be? Is it because my offset's wrong? So if the offset seconds is by UTC, then that's going to give us like the number of seconds. Working with time zones can be a bit of a head, don't swear. It can be a bit confusing from time to time, so just bear with me a second here. The offset seconds that's to do with time zone. So the seconds elapsed there, that's timestamp of today against the UTC midnight, and then we add the offset seconds to it. So if the offset seconds is 3600 or minus 3600, we're going to have to debug again. We're going to have to figure this out line by line. Okay, here we are. We have, let's just jump over a few lines so that we actually have some data to work with. Okay, we have a timestamp here. We have the offset seconds, which is a positive number. So currently that's right because I am an hour in front of UTC. So the seconds elapsed of today here, that's the UTC midnight, and then I need to add that hour back on, don't I? So that seems right to me. If I get the seconds elapsed from there, I mean, what are we actually scrolling? We're attempting here to scroll to this timestamp here, right? Copy value. So we're attempting to scroll to 8:02. And that's not on the top of the hour. Do you know how I can get Java on my computer? Do you mean Android Studio? Or like the Java virtual machine? Or what do you mean with that question? So we're trying to get to 8 AM or 7 AM UTC. Okay, this is getting interesting. So we're doing position from TS when we start things, and we're doing that, I think this is where we are, yeah, starting slot. So if this is where it's been called from, then the starting slot, no we're not, we must have scrolled to TS, which must be this one. Yeah, scroll to TS, planner fragment. So this is the call stack here. So this is what we've got. We've got is today, and then we've got the time now, and then scroll to time now. Is this PM? Yes, this is PM. Sorry, my mistake. So 8 PM. Yeah. So that's right. So it wants to take me to 8 PM in my current time zone. Right. And the timestamp we've got here is UTC 7, which is right. So I don't need then. I think I might be doing the offset here twice. Yeah, I think this has already been applied, because if it's trying to take me to 8 PM, No, it's not, is it? Because I've got this timestamp here, and then I'm saying, right, give me the number of seconds that have elapsed since the UTC midnight, which comes back at 72,127. If I divide that by an hour, then that gives me 20, which is right. Yeah, that's correct. So, and when I hardcast that as an integer, it should just drop the decimal part, so it should come back as 20. And then so that I'm doing that, and then so that'd be slot number 40, wouldn't it? Yeah. Then -1 would give us 39. So does that work? Do we get to 8 AM there? 8 PM? No, we don't. So these can't be 0 indexed. So that is not the problem. And this function is working under these circumstances. When we run the program, it is taking us to the correct place. So it's not a problem with this function, it's a problem with what we are passing to this function, I think. So let's just run our test case again. So we'll do Friday at 9, do gym, increase stamina, and then we're back. And this time, we're trying to get to copy value. (9 AM), which is what I clicked, isn't it? I think. I have a terrible memory. So that's trying to take us to 9 AM. And then we get the number of seconds elapsed, and that should be something sensible. 32,400 divided by 3,600, which gives us 9. Which, yeah, that's right, 9 hours times 2 gives us 18. So we go to slot number 18. No. This is what I want to do. But it doesn't take us to 9, it takes us to 8:30. That is bizarre. That is bizarre. Do I need to do this? Is it something to do with a second boundary? No, I don't think we do. It's redundant. It's not that. Where is this happening? Where are you? There you are. Scroll to TS, intent TS. Is this right in front of me the whole time? Is it there? Scroll to position. This stop position from TS, TS. I'm really confused as to how we can be off by 30 minutes. Question from Kittlekip. I don't understand how I can get this programming language in HTML. Should I download? This has nothing to do with HTML, I'm afraid, mate. It's Android development. I'm missing something here. I know I am. Do you know what I'm going to do? I am going to do int return pos equals this just so that I can see what I'm about to return in the debugger. And then here, return pos. Get rid of that, get rid of that. Rerun. It's amazing how you take one step forward and then hit another brick wall. Please yield the answer. Okay, I don't care about this. I just want to run. Here we are. So it's took us to the right place. And if I go to tomorrow at 8 AM, that's the one to remember, 8 AM. I'm back. TS, copy value. Wants to take me to 8 AM in my local time, which should be, step out, step over, step over, step over, step over, step over. Okay, so now we have everything here. We have offset seconds is right. We know that seconds elapsed, 28,800 divided by 3,600 is 8, which is right. We want it to go to 8 AM. And that would be position 8. Times that by 2 is 16. So return position should be 16. But it's not scrolling us to position 16. It's almost as if when we do it this way, it's 0 indexed, but when we do it another way, it's not. So maybe we don't actually have a bug here. Maybe we have a bug elsewhere. Let's continue this. Because if we are, let's see where we end up. We end up at 8. Well, that was correct, wasn't it? Let's try it again. Oh, this debugger is slowly grinding my machine to a halt. Okay, we're back. Friday, 10:30. Let's do 11. 11's easy enough to remember, right? Blah, blah. 11. It's took us to the right place this time. So maybe I fixed the bug just by doing this calculation here and not in the return statement. That would be weird. Let's try 12:30. Okay, so if we fall on the half an hour boundary, we end up in the wrong place. Let's try and prove that. Let's do 1400. Do Jim. No goal. Takes us to 1400, but 1430 takes us back. Yeah, we're off. We are only off when we... Oh, of course. Because when we calculate the seconds that have elapsed, we divide it by 3600 and then times it by 2. Is that right? So somewhere we are losing that half an hour. So let's figure this out. If I've got a timestamp here, and I say I want to do hour 9 minutes none, and let's make this 9:30, right? In local time. I get this timestamp. If I then let's get a Node.js window open. just because it's miles faster. If I do STS source timestamp equals that, and then I do STS modulo 86,400, that gives me 30,600. Divide that by 3,600, it gives me 8.5. Which is right. And if I times that by 2, it gives me 17. And what did it give me? It was 17. It was 7 AM, right? So where are we losing that half an hour? Am I going mad? 1,600 divided by 3,600, 8.5. Somewhere we are losing that 0.5. We must be. Is it doing every step in this calculation as an integer and just discarding the float points along the way? Because that would really get on my nerves. I just feel like I'm being super explicit with this now. Come on. Oh, alright. Okay, so play 21:30, as good a time as any. Blah, blah. So I'm here. It was 21:30, which means that the slot that I am looking for is, if it's 21:30, then it's 21.5 times 2. It's 43. Because if it was 21, then it'd be 42. Okay, yeah, let's run it through and see what happens. $42. We are losing it somewhere. What seconds elapsed? Seconds elapsed 77,400. 77,400 divided by 3,600. 21.5. Right? 21.5 times 2 is 43. So why the hell are we getting 42? It's got to be some weird Java thing. This calculation is not working. Let's figure out where it's broken. We'll do float. We'll do hours elapsed equals this. And then this will be hours elapsed times 2. And we can figure this out once and for all, hopefully. Look how laggy my machine is. This is a Mac Pro, guys. It has a Xeon CPU. I mean, if it's this slow and this laggy on this machine, then like what is a proper full-blown Android app going to be like in a debug? Pardon me, in a debugger. I can't imagine. Okay, hours elapsed. 8.0. Should have been 8.5. Look at this. Seconds elapsed. 30,600 divided by 3,600. That's 8.5. It's hard casting it as an integer, even though I've told it that I want a float out of it. What's that all about? Java division returns a, or division is rounded, is rounding. Okay, I just want an answer. I don't want to create an account with anything. What's the right thing to ask here? Java, what's Java doing? Java is throwing away the decimal part of there. Double. Because I'm dividing it by an integer. Java then uses integer math. Either C does this and C++ does this and I'm being an idiot, or that deserves a slow clap. One of two. Maybe I deserve a slow clap. So does that mean that I have to do then this? Oh God. Or is it because I have to do seconds elapsed is an integer? That's probably why this is happening then. Okay, that's good to know. And where else am I making this mistake? Float. Seconds elapsed. Okay, so hopefully all of that now happens in float. And the return position, maybe that can be an integer. Hours elapsed is going to be a float, and we times it by 2. So yeah, I think that would be okay, and this should be okay too. What's the problem? Found float requires int. Okay, so cast that to. Ah, wow. This plugin today. And wow, guys, it's just not keeping up with me at all. Okay. I'm coding at like a quarter of my normal speed. Echo stop. Let's run it and see if it's fixed. Restart app. And I cannot bear to wait for the debugger to boot again, so I'm just gonna run it raw. I'm seriously considering restarting this machine tonight because this is by far the slowest this IDE has ever been. 8:30, brush my teeth, nothing. Takes us to 8. Still not fixed. Okay, so hours elapsed. This is afloat now, so that's not a problem. This also needs to be afloat. Can I do that? Or maybe the Java way to do it is to just add .0 on the end. Double requires float. Okay, double. Please keep up with me, Android Studio. Double. Look how slow this has got. Definitely watch this video at 2 speed. Definitely. We are grinding to a halt. 7:30, that's a good time to test. No goal. 7, still not working. What am I doing that is so wrong here? This is a double. We've got that right there in black and white. That is a double, okay? And it should be a whole number. And then this is clearly a double too. So why is it doing integer math? Okay, one last time. I'm going to run this in the debugger. One last time. Right, okay. We're going to let this one go, because that should take us to, actually, thinking about now, it shouldn't yet, because we haven't hit 2030 yet. So let's do 2230. Nothing, nothing. Right, here we are. We're going to jump over all of it. Okay. Hours elapsed is at 22.5, which is where I want it to be. So if it's 22.5 times 2 gives us 45, right? Which is the slot that we want to be at. Let's jump over this last line and see it's still 44. This is why it's casting hours elapsed as an integer, not the result of the expression. Okay, I really do deserve a slow clap, guys, and this will undoubtedly make me a better programmer in the future. I think that's fixed, and I'm praying that it is, because I'm not sure how much more of this I can take. Stop the debugger. Stop it. Run the app. Please. Please work. I did not anticipate, after we found the solution to the problem, that we would spend a whole hour on this. 10:30. Make coffee. I'm going to need it. No goal. And it jumps us to 10:30. Thank the heavens. We did it. Finally. And test it again. 12 AM. Make coffee. Do nothing. There we go. 12 PM should I say. 14:30. Brush my teeth. No goal. 14:30. Okay, I am finally happy that that is done. What I want to make sure is that I am not falling into this trap anywhere else. And luckily we're only doing this sort of calculation in this one place now here. But I am slightly worried that I'm just going to do a search for 86,400, because if it appears in more than one place, you see this, yeah, that's fine. There's no problem there. What do? We do something similar when we are, but that works on day boundaries, not half-hour boundaries, so that's fine. Because integer rounding would be okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay. I think we're good. I am going to check that into version control. So if you have any questions about the contents of today's stream, guys, please feel free to ask in the chat, and I will do my best to answer them for you. And yeah, let's look at our to-do. So here, next time, jump us to the slot that we just created. I am happy that this is now done. So the next time we will look at this back button reverting to the wrong page or wrong day, and then we will finally tackle slot size, which is the white whale, because it's going to require a lot of thinking. And then before we get to alpha, we have the updating and deleting of slots. We have to fix this DST switch issue. What happens if you're on a day where you go into daylight savings time? Starting reminder. Yes, that is when we start getting into the real meat and potatoes of the app. Pre-fill tasks, database upgrade path, and hours invested in each goal. This one hopefully will be fixed. Okay. Yep, feel good. I feel good. And it doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat for today. So I'm going to check everything into version control. End of episode 23. Fixed the bug where, well, it's not really a bug, is it? What we've done is allowed return to the slot that we just created and learned something about math in Java. Commit. Everything is so slow. Like if I was doing that on the command line, it would have been done instantly. Okay, I'm going to close this now before my computer dies. Okay, so that's finished. That's finished. That's finished. Great. I think I'm finished. Thank you for joining me today. And hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Again, if you missed any of the stream, or you want to catch up with previous episodes of this show, you can go to the Coding with Carl channel on YouTube, where you will find all of the previous episodes in this 0 to Android playlist here. Okay, so again, I am due to be back on stream tomorrow at 19:30 or 7:30 PM UK time. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you, good night, bless, ciao.